From the top of Mississippi, the award-winning Charger Nation News brings you up to date on the latest events of the week. Today on CNTV, a behind-the-scenes look at the SHS drum major. The SHS Fieldhouse gets renovated, and the government club travels to Jackson.
Today is November 17th, 2017, and I'm Addie Turpin.
And I'm Josh Britt. While on the field, a drum major keeps the band in time. Behind the scenes, they play a larger role.
Drum major's purpose is way more than just acting as a human metronome. A drum major must be able to act as a leader, serve the band, and set a good example for students.
It's really a servant leadership role. Because so often, you're not up there to perform really. You're up there to serve the members of the band that are on the field. They're looking to you for direction, for consistent tempo, for communication about style and things like that. And you always see the drum majors that are doing their job. They're in my opinion doing the best. The best drum majors are the ones that are being the servant.
It's partially just a leadership position, and I go and I make sure that everyone's doing what they need to be doing a lot of the time, and I lead the band in warm-up sometimes, and I'm there in competition to make sure that all the sound gets to the judge box at the correct time and everything gets there at one time so it sounds the way it's supposed to.
A drum major must do a very good job at conducting and demonstrating musicality, serving as a leader not only in time but in music as well. Drum majors are chosen based on a number of things.
First, we had to get 40 signatures from our peers saying that they would support us as drum major. And then we had to learn actually how to do it from one of our band directors, Mr. Crocker. And then after we learned how to do everything and we learned the patterns and the tempos, we learned the prepared piece. And so when we auditioned with the prepared piece, and then we had to work on tempos and the patterns. And then we had to yell to show that we could project our voice for the band.
The most important things that we look for in a student, leadership qualities, and that encompasses a myriad of different things, but leadership qualities, the ability to hold a consistent tempo and the ability to clearly communicate that tempo to the rest of the ensemble. Like that their pattern has to be clear enough to see. It's got to be big enough to see. Those are kind of, I guess, the most important things. And then going along with that, the things that we look for, we look for not just the ability to communicate, a tempo and a pattern, so that everybody knows what beat, we're on and all that, but also to communicate musicality, to show the ensemble, what's required at this point in the music.
The current South Haven High drum major, Addie Turpin, excels in many things outside of band. She is a member of the 30 and Above Club and continues to play with the band even as a drum major. She sets a great example for the 150 students in the band and acts as a leader and mentor to all of them. Addie received a superior rating for her conducting at all competitions the Pride of South Haven traveled to.
After many years, we are finally getting a new field house. Here's CNTV reporter Rosarian Hall with more information.
Here at South Haven High School, our athletes work hard to improve their skills, but often run into obstacles like the heat, rain, and cold. But with the renovation of our South Haven High School Fieldhouse, this will no longer be an issue for our spring sports.
We have done a full renovation, turning it into a spring sports complex. We have torn down a wall. We have 6 racks that are interconnected with all new rubber flooring, and we added a new set of dumbbells, 5 through over 100. And then we have artificial turfed the rest of the weight room area, which is about 20 yards to 25 yards of artificial surface that's being put down. We're going to plan on having it completed and having a namesake done by the spring, by the start of baseball season. It'll be the only building of its kind in the county. Have baseball locker rooms on one end, softball locker rooms, and softball batting cage on the other end, and the weight equipment on the inside with the turf, and so it'll be full use for our spring sports. So you're talking about baseball, softball, soccer, boys and girls, and track as well. So we're really excited, and once again, it's the only one of its kind in the county, so it'll separate us from the rest of the high schools.
With the completion and naming of the Fieldhouse, our boys and girls sports teams will have a one-of-a-kind sportsplex to build their skills in preparation for the spring season. This has been CNTV reporter Vazarian Hall.
It's that time of year again when our SHS Government Club travels south to our state's capital.
This past week, our government club traveled to our state capital for the annual Youth and Government Legislature. On this trip, students traveled from all over the state to debate bills and learn about how our government works. Students got to see the new and old Capitol buildings and even got to sit in the seats of our own state senators and representatives to debate their bills. This trip to our beautiful capital was a learning experience for everyone, as well as just a fun way to meet lifelong friends. I encourage everyone to come join the Government Club next year. It is definitely a trip to remember. This has been CNTV reporter Caroline Hartzell.
Now it's time to take a look at this week's teacher feature. Here's CNTV reporter Shakila Gilmore with more information.
For this week's teacher feature, we chose Miss Shooter because of her hardworking attitude and her dedication to her students. She holds every one of her students to a high standard and encourages them to aim high, all while keeping her classes interesting and making sure that each student understands the material. I interviewed a few of her students to find out what makes Miss Shooter stand out.
Miss Shooter's a really great teacher. She always makes sure that everybody understands everything, and she does a lot of work out of school so we can succeed.
What I like about Miss Shooter is that she's really patient and she makes sure you understand the problems and things like that before she moves on.
She's super encouraging and strives to make every student as best as they can be every single day.
What I like about Ms. Shooter is that she really cares about your education and cares that you understand the concepts fully so you can make good grades on the test. And what I've learned from her is when in doubt, convert to moles.
This has been CNTV reporter Shakila Gilmore.
We will be right back after this important message.
Okay.
This is your reminder. The text can wait.
Now here's Sean Andrew with your weekly sports update.
Hey Chargers, this is Sean Andrew with your weekly sports update. Our football season wrapped up last week with a 6-0 playoff loss to Starkville. Our defense played an incredible game, only allowing 2 field goals, but our offense just could not start up. As our football season ends, our soccer and basketball seasons are just getting started. Last Saturday, our soccer teams traveled to play Northwest Rankin. Our boys and girls both fell to them. Then on Tuesday, they played Olive Branch at home. Our girls won 3-1, and our boys won 4-2. Now to the hardwood. Early in the season, the girls' team has been plagued with injuries. Senior guard Tan Metcalf is dealing with an Achilles injury, and freshman Taylor Woodhouse is working to come back from an elbow injury. On Tuesday of this week, our basketball team played at Byhalia. The girls lost with a final score of 58-43. However, the boys won a tight game in overtime with a score of 76-74. This puts our girls at 3-1 and our boys at 3-0. A few of our senior baseball players have signed with the college. Congratulations to Bailey Jones going to Christian Brothers, Aaron Wolf going to Itawamba, Hendrix Cooley going to Meridian, and Garrett Riggs going to Northwest. We also had a softball signing. Senior Danielle Robinson signed with Mississippi Delta Community College. This has been Sean Andrew with your sports. Now back to the news desk.
We hope you have a good Thanksgiving break. Stay safe, and don't forget to follow our social media.
Whether it's turkey, family, friends, or football, we hope you enjoy your week off from school.